So when I put together this training program, I wasn't thinking about my company or my product. I was thinking I need to produce a training program that will help anybody do sales in any industry. So you can go through the training today. If you practice what we teach, if you learn what we teach and you actually do it, you can succeed in sales in any company, in any industry. The key here is that you have to do what we teach you.
Hey, Tom Peng, love what you're doing on your channel, buddy. Super congrats. You know, giving your time and energy to nonprofit business channel. Look, man, keep driving that audience. So Tom Peng, look forward to spending some time with you. I know you got the right mindset, so I'd love for you to share some of that from the big V. God bless, be great. 10X.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to sales training at Go Sell and Go Export. Congratulations for joining this training. I just told you earlier, some people have sales experience and many of you do not. It doesn't matter because this training will provide enough basic information for the new sales. Even for people in sales already, you're going to learn something new today. And we've been doing this training for how long, Ms. Truk? Long time.
Okay.
Probably since 2019, middle of 2019. And the reason why we have this training on every Monday and about usually 80 or 90 people join us on Monday, the reason is that it's important that we provide great training to our new salespeople so that they can, get into the sales floor and start producing results. And I look far and wide in Vietnam, I do not see any good training. So if we have to do it right, if we must do it right, then I have to do it myself. Did I say my name is Tom? I'm the CEO of Go Sell. And so over the last 2 or 3 years, we have built a team of 180 salespeople. Our goal this year is 1,000. 1,000 salespeople across Vietnam will have offices in Da Nang, in Cần Thơ, in Hải Phòng, in Hanoi. And we already have people in those places, and we just need to build up the numbers, and then we'll go and set up offices. And I'm happy to say that this sales training produces results. We went from a company in 2019 with 0 revenue, and today we're closing deals every day. I will tell you about some of the deal sizes so that you understand what kind of deals we close. Today, I'm not going to teach you anything really fancy. I cannot teach you everything in one day, but I'm going to teach you everything that you absolutely need to know in order to grow as a salesperson. And these are the fundamentals. These are the basic mindset that you need to have as a salesperson. I will talk about the company. I will talk about the product later. But first, today, we talk about sales. So when I put together this training program, I wasn't thinking about my company or my product. I was thinking I need to produce a training program that will help anybody do sales in any industry. So you can go through the training today. If you practice what we teach, if you learn what we teach and you actually do it, you can succeed in sales in any company, in any industry. The key here is that you have to do what we teach you. Everything I teach you today, you will agree with me. You'll say, Tom, you're right. You'll say, Tom, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, how come I didn't think about that? But when you actually go into the sales room and start doing sales, you'll find out you can't do it. You don't want to do it, or there's some kind of mental mindset block that, prevent you from doing it. Okay, we'll talk about that as well. So let's start from the most basic thing. Why are you in sales? Why do you want to be in sales? Anyone online?
Đã làm sale không giới hạn lương.
That's a very good answer. Because in sales, you decide how much money you make. You see, if you're an engineer, you're an accountant, you're in marketing, you're an assistant, you make a fixed salary. For some people, that's okay. They make their 9 million dong, 12 million dong, a month, and they can live on that. For some people, that's fine. Right? But the reason why you're in sales is because you tell yourself that that's not good enough. You want to do more than that. You got parents to take care of, you got children to take care of, you want to buy a car, you want to buy a villa, you want to have lots of girlfriends, right? Those things take money. So there's really a few ways to make money. And I'm not talking about like, invest in real estate, buy Bitcoin. Those things, first, you gotta have money. You're not gonna buy real estate or any significant Bitcoin if you have $5 million down in the bank. So sometimes I ask people in this training, how do you make a lot of money? And someone says, oh, invest in stock market. Where's the money? Where do you find the money to invest? If you have the money to invest in real estate, you wouldn't be here. But that's okay, right? Because really, there are 3 sure ways to make money. I don't count real estate, stock market, because those things are not sure. It goes up and down, who knows? Bitcoin was $60,000 a coin last year. Now it's 30 or less. There's no guarantee in that. So how can we make a lot of money? Anyone online with ideas?
Mình phải bán hay là phải làm công việc gì đó thì mới làm ra tiền được. Làm hơi để phải rút thêm kinh nghiệm, cũng như là mình sẽ có tiền lương cho mình nữa. Thì từ đó thì mình có thể kinh doanh được, làm những điều mình muốn.
That might be too slow. Okay, so let me give you 3 ways. I think about this problem in the last 30 years. I think there are only 3 ways to make a lot of money in a relatively short time. So I like people to make a lot of money not in 30 years. I want them to make a lot of money in 5. I also do not believe that you can make money overnight. Like you can be a millionaire in 1 day or a week. That's not possible. But I think it's entirely realistic that if you set a goal for high income in the next 5 years. So the 3 ways that I can think of is 1, you start your own business. Right? You start your own business and you find a problem in society, you provide a solution and people pay you for that solution. So if enough people like your solution and willing to pay for it, you can make a lot of money. So you can take some extreme examples. For example, Bill Gates, Microsoft, Elon Musk, Tesla, they solve big problems. So Bill Gates wants to put a computer on every desk in office, in home, in schools, because that will revolutionize human society. And it did happen. It changed the world entirely. Elon Musk, he wanted to build electric cars because of climate change, because he wanted to save human race from extinction, right? That's why he has another company called SpaceX, and he's like shooting rockets into space. He wants to colonize Mars because in his mind, he wants to save human race from not existing, from ceasing to exist. He wants human race to thrive, right? Those are big, big problems. And if you can solve big, big, big problems, then you're gonna make a lot of money. And the amount of money that you make is relative to the problem you solve. So if you open a restaurant or a coffee shop, if that's your idea of starting a business, well, you're really just giving yourself a job. So that's one way. But to start a business, you need a lot of experience. If you don't have a lot of money, if you don't have a lot of capital, don't even think about it. Don't touch it, because most businesses fail. I've been in many, many, many businesses. Not every one of them is successful. I'm also playing the numbers games there. Starting a business is not 100% sure way, but the reward is huge if you do it right. All right. The second way to make a lot of money is what I call entrepreneurship. There's no word in Vietnamese for entrepreneurship because it's a concept that doesn't really exist in Vietnam yet. So entrepreneurship is being a business person. Entrepreneurship is an entrepreneur working inside a company. So an entrepreneur is somebody that works inside a company and solve the biggest problem of that company. Maybe it's sales, maybe it's marketing. When they are able to drive a lot of revenue, when they're able to do a lot of effective marketing, drive, awareness and customers, then they become very important in the company. And typically in North America, in United States, in Canada, which is where I come from, I come from Canada, companies give employees shares of the stock. So most technology companies do it. So for example, Google, Facebook, Microsoft. And so employees join these companies and they become very important people in those companies because they solve big problems. And when the company grows, they become $1 billion company. Then their tiny little bit of shares in that company become millions of dollars. Let me give you some examples. So when Microsoft become a very big company because of Windows and Office, in the year 2005, there are 12,000 millionaires. And the reason this happened is because they have shares of the company, and the shares of the company increase in value. Another example would be in Google. I don't know when this article was made, but at the time of this article, they estimate there are 1,000 Google employees that have more than $5 million. So these are employees that joined Google when Google was still small, and they work hard, they help the company succeed. Google give them stock, and now they're over $5 million. And here they even talk about this woman called Bonnie Brown. Okay, so Bonnie Brown was a masseuse that Google hired to give employees massages. She was one of the earliest employees, and Google gave her stock, and now she's worth, at this time, she's worth more than $5 million. Same thing happened in Facebook. So we know who that person is, right? Online, can you tell me who that is? Mark Zuckerberg. That's right. Now he wants to transform Facebook into Meta. He's going to build Metaverse. That'll be very interesting. But just to share with you, just to show you, this is the second most important person in Facebook. She owns 0.1% of Facebook shares. Her name is Sheryl Sandberg, also quite famous. She wrote a lot of books. She wrote quite a famous book called Lean In. So she wrote this book called Lean In to encourage women to participate in business and compete. You know, like, don't be afraid. You know, fight. Basically, that's what the book is about. So this is the VP of engineering at Facebook, okay? And he has 0.11% of Facebook shares. That's very, very little. And he's worth about $97 million. $97 million is a lot of dong, okay? It's about 2,300 T. How are you gonna spend 2,300 T? I don't know. Build a castle in Hanoi, I'll build a castle in Balad, I build a castle in Phần. So there are more people like that, the CFO of Facebook, okay? And when you get a stock inside a company, you get a certificate like that. And when the company succeeds, because you work hard, you make the company successful, that piece of paper will be worth a lot of money. So I just told you the second way, which is to become an entrepreneur, somebody important inside a growing company. The best part about being the entrepreneur is that you don't use your own money. You're not risking your own money. Anybody can be an entrepreneur. It doesn't matter you have $5 million down in the bank. You just gotta put in the time, effort, energy, be brave, willing to do anything to make things happen. Okay, now let me give you the third way, okay, which is a job, a position without an income limit, which almost always is sales, but not necessarily. It could happen in marketing too. Basically, it is a position where your income is tied to performance. Like, for example, Ms. Truk is on a performance program. The more she does, the more money she makes. A job with no income limit is the third way to make a lot of money. You don't need to put in your own money. When you do a job with no income limit, you do not invest your own money. You don't have to give me money to do this job, okay? So I'm against MLM, right? I don't believe those things because you have to pay them first. So a real sales position is you don't need to put in your own money, but you make money based on your result. If you do MLM, right? And then you have to put in your own money, then you're a customer. You're not sales, you're a customer. Make sense? Everybody, thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down if you don't. Okay, everybody seems to agree. So what kind of sales should you get into? You can sell credit card, you can sell shoes, you can sell e-commerce, you can sell real estate. If you want to make a lot of money, what you want to do is sell high ticket. If you sell credit card, you make a few dong every customer. It's very difficult to make large income. If you sell, I don't know, shoes in the store, you're not going to make a lot of money because those are low ticket items. Lower ticket items are easy to sell, but the price is low, the margin is low, the commission is low. So if you sell stock or if you sell credit card for a bank, you're not going to make a lot of money. It's just a job. So can anybody give me some ideas? What is a high ticket? What things are high ticket, high value?
Dạ bất động sản chị.
Real estate, high ticket. A villa, a cheap villa is 10T, right? A villa in District 2 could be 50T. And your commission, your sales commission on real estate could be 2%. And if you sell one villa a month, you're doing pretty good. If you sell one villa a week, that'll be awesome. Any other ideas? What are high ticket?
I think about like insurance.
No, insurance is not high ticket.
Gold or diamond.
Okay, could be. I can tell you a lot about diamond. Basically, diamond is a monopoly. Diamond is a monopoly. The world supply of diamonds is controlled by one company only. The company is called De Beers, and they control virtually the entire diamond trade. There's actually a lot of diamond in the world, but they control all the diamond mines, and they only release a little bit of diamond into the market to artificially inflate the price of diamond. And they do this really, really smart marketing back in the 1930s. When you get married, you gotta buy a diamond. It proves your love, right? And before the 1930s, nobody does that, okay? So basically, they fool the entire population of the world to buy diamond for their loved ones. So absolutely, diamond is high ticket, and the margin on that is very, very high. Okay, and there's one way to prove it as well. If you buy a diamond from SBJ, from PNJ, if you buy a diamond, you sell it back to them, you never sell more than what you buy because the price is artificially inflated. It's not worth that much money. I have friends 20 years ago that sell MRI, medical scanning machines to hospitals in China. That's high ticket. Back in 1990s, one of those machines about $1 million in the money that time. Commission is about 5 to 10%, and they sell a lot. I have in my 20s, that was like 30 years ago, I have a friend who sells military. This is when Soviet Union was just disintegrated. Soviet Union was just, disintegrated, right? Soviet finished. So I know this girl, she's in her 20s. She's about early 20s, like 20, maybe 22 years old. She has connections back home, and she starts selling military weapons from Russia. So whatever you want to buy, AK-47, a tank, whatever, you talk to her. That is super high ticket, super high ticket. So one deal is hundreds of $1 million. And her, I remember one deal, her commission was like $20 million. And she lived in Vancouver at that time. And when you're 22 years old, single girl with tons of money, you do crazy things. Anything you want, Lamborghini, Ferrari, sex parties. She has the craziest sex parties. Everybody understand low ticket, high ticket? What about us? We are e-commerce. What are we? High ticket, low ticket? We're sort of in the middle. Our average order size is anywhere from 5 million dong to 500 million dong. So this is a good place where you learn how to sell high ticket. Selling high ticket requires more skills and knowledge. You have to learn, right? You have to learn. It's not something that you can just go out tomorrow and sell high ticket. If you sell MRI machines, it's very technical. You have to understand everything about how MRI machines work. If you sell outsourcing, you gotta understand technology. Java.NET, microservices, MongoDB, Oracle, right? Gotta know those things. Otherwise, when customers ask you, I don't know, then they won't buy from you. Generally, high ticket sales is technical sales. You have to know a lot more. Everybody understand what I say so far? Anyone here have a problem with money? I mean, like, are you asking yourself, why make so much money? What's the point? Anybody here not sure why they should make a lot of money? Anyone here is like, money is not everything. Money doesn't give you happiness. There are more important things than money. Anybody feels that way? Thumbs up. Nobody? Two people, thumbs up. Oh, good. Then I recommend you work at McDonald's. They will pay you about 8 million dong. You don't have to worry about money. And it's really an easy job. Doing sales is a lot harder, right? So if you only do this job if you want a lot of money. If you have no demand for a lot of money, this is the wrong job. If your goal is only to make 5 million, 10 million, 15 million dollars a month, you can do many other jobs and make that money. You don't need to be here. You don't need to be here. You can exit right now. You're only here because you understand sales is unlimited income. And it's only unlimited income if you're selling big ticket, meaning large order value. McDonald's in Estella Mall in District 2 is hiring. Oh no, where are they? They're in Vincom Center, District 2. They're hiring McDonald's. Big sign outside. They pay up to 8 million. You can go there. Okay, and that job is easy because you will never get any rejection. Okay, you just have to stand there and serve people food. Sometimes you have to clean the toilet. But if you want a lot of money, you want income, you want dignity, you want respect, be sales. Yes, no. Everybody understand what I say? Give me thumbs up if you understand. Give me thumbs down if you disagree. Okay, that's pretty okay. All right, let me give you some more reasons why you should make more money. Okay, on screen, you see an elderly person. That person could be your mom, your dad. We all have parents in the countryside. One day they're gonna get old, they're gonna get sick, they're gonna need medical care, they're gonna need the best drugs. And you need to have money to provide them all of that. The worst kind of decision you have to make is letting your parents die because you don't have the money to pay for care. Don't let that happen to you. So if you still think money is not important, think again. One day, you're gonna get married, have children, and you probably want to send them to good schools. You probably want to send them to English school in District 7, District 2. Maybe one day send them to overseas, Singapore, Canada. That takes money, a lot of it. My company has a scholarship program. So our best employee gets scholarship for their children. And I can tell you that sending a child to an English school in District 2 is $400 million a year. So if you don't have that kind of money, you are not even thinking about this. Money also gives you comfort, good food, good clothes, live in a nice neighborhood, maybe travel every year. It gives you comfort, improves your quality of life, lets you buy things like cars. In Vietnam, you can buy a boat now. A lot of Vietnamese people, they never think about buying a car. They never think about getting a car license. I asked one of my employees, when are you gonna get your car license? They said, well, I will never have enough money to buy a car anyways, why get a car license? They already gave up. They already decided they will never be able to own a car. Cars are cheap. Mitsubishi Expander, $700 million. There's a dealership just across the street. Go there and buy one. But the thing is, most people already gave up. Most people already think that cannot happen. And they're right. If they believe it will not happen, it will not happen. It's all in the head. It's all in your brain. But money gives you better relationships. So, let me ask you this. Married people, what do they argue about the most?
Vấn đề tài chính, tiền bạc.
Yeah, we all know that. We have parents, we see other people. Married people argue about the money most. Doesn't matter you're Christian, Buddhist, atheist. Couples argue about money. And I think that's so poor people. Why not just have a lot of money and you never argue about it? Sometimes I see people argue on the street. Why you spend $80 million on this? That's so poor people. So just have a lot of money and money is never a problem. Never argue about money. You'll still argue, just not about money. It'll be like, why you take your assistant out for lunch every day? Why you sleep with my sister? You still argue about many things, just not money. So key here is have a lot of money so that you take care of your parents, you take care of your kids, improve your quality of life, being comfortable, and have better relationships. Let's talk about the training today. I have been in sales in the last 30 years. My background is technology. I started developing software when I was 13. And I sold my first piece of software when I was about 17. I did not know what I was doing back then. So I sold my software very cheap. Right? And the person that bought it sold it for millions. That's okay, we all learn. I started doing sales when I was 19. Not software. I sold pizza door to door. In Canada, I go to each house, knock on door. Would you like to have some pizza? That's a shit job. Because in Canada, I was in Toronto, very hot, 40 degrees. Pizza backpack, door to door. Pizza's not good. It's cold. And you knock on the door, you show them the pizza, and they buy or they don't buy. First day sold nothing, second day sold nothing, third day sold nothing. Most people give up. But I'm like, but I see other people that can sell pizza. I cannot sell anything. But other people, they sell 10, they go back to office, get 10, and sell more, 10 more, and then go back to office, get 10, and sell 10 more. I see other people that can sell. So I tell my manager, what I want to follow this guy. I just want to follow him and see what he does. Okay? Eventually, I figure out how to do it. I think I learned the most about sales from that job. Okay, and I went on to sell many things. I went to sell natural gas. I went on to sell software. Now I'm selling e-commerce. The biggest breakthrough is when I combine my sales skills and my software skills. Lots of people can write software. Well, I have at least 300 people in my company that can write software. But it's the sales skills that makes the money. It's not the software skills. Make sense online? So without my sales skills, I wouldn't be here today. I would not be here today. And I am going to teach you what I know. But it's not just about what I know, because I also incorporate training from some of the top trainers in the world. Okay, so Truk is going to show you two people. The first one is Jordan Grant Cardone. Anybody know this guy? Okay, he's a billionaire. Okay, and he's considered one of the top sales trainers in the world. You can go to a bookstore in Vietnam. You can go to Phahasa. You can buy his books translated to Vietnamese. He wrote a lot of sales training books. And you can also hire him to train you sales, but he starts at $500,000. Our training today also come from his training. Let me show you another person, Jordan Belfort. Anybody know who this guy is? So Jordan Belfort is the character in the movie Wolf of Wall Street. So they made a movie about him. If you want to learn more about sales, Wolf of Wall Street is a great movie to watch. And he was considered one of the best salesperson in the world. I mean, like, so good they made a movie about it. He did do something bad, so he went to jail, and then after he come out, he focused on sales training. So these two people, Grant Cardone and Jordan Belfort, they're considered world's best sales trainers. Both of them you can buy books in bookstores, and they teach an 8-step process. When they teach big corporations about sales, they teach this 8-step process. I cannot teach you 8 steps. It will be too hard for you. I don't think you can even remember 8 steps. So I want you to succeed. So we teach you 4 steps. So we take their training and then we apply my experience and my Vietnamese experience. We simplify the process into only 4 steps so that it's easy for you to execute and implement. Okay? And like I said from the beginning, if you just do what I tell you, you can sell anything in any industry. It worked for me, so it can work for you. Okay? Everybody want to learn? Who here is ready to learn?